Joining us now is Ohio Congresswoman Joyce Beatty. She's the new chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, and I'm so thrilled to have her with me. Congresswoman, thank you so much for joining this morning. Listen, I remember watching that footage of you being pepper sprayed by Columbus police in Ohio over the summer when you joined Black Lives Matter protesters there. And juxtaposing these images, I saw Capitol Hill police officers or law enforcement officers escorting people down the stairs, making sure people were okay, opening the barricades. It's almost unimaginable, yet predictable, what we saw when we saw the difference between law enforcement's reaction to Black Lives Matter protesters and to a majority white crowd of a MAGA mob who was not protesting because their lives are being taken, but was protesting because they didn't get their way. What did you witness on that day?
I witnessed a lot of that. It was unbelievable, unthinkable when you think about a terrorist attack and, thank goodness, a failed insurrection at the Capitol. It was an assault on our democracy. I could not imagine that we could have that many individuals who announced that they were coming to come to the Capitol of the United States and be able to not only be there and touch the surface, but to get inside, to deface so much of our statues and history, the John Lewis photo, getting to Majority Whip Clyburn's office. Certainly, I want to say that our police force and all of those involved to protect us was underprepared. The leadership that set those officers up and consequently set us up, the officer that died, the other individuals that died, was unbelievable that they were unprepared, their conduct and their response. I've witnessed and seen some of those videos, Tiffany, with officers taking selfies, officers participating in opening gates, and I agree with Congressman Clyburn. I have difficulty finding my way to the third floor. I have difficulty coming in some of the doors and finding my way to the speaker's office. Clearly, there was either information shared about how to get to those locations, or there was some inside help, and that's my belief. That is what I actually believe.
Well, let me say, Congressman, as you well know, Capitol Hill is a labyrinth. You know, it's very cavernous. It's hard to navigate Capitol Hill. They say when you learn how to navigate your way on Capitol Hill, you've been there too long. I can testify to that. That's very true. So given that and what we saw take place this Wednesday, do you feel safe on Capitol Hill now, particularly that there's been reporting that there's another attack planned for January 17th? We have an inauguration coming up on January 20th. How would you assess the security of the United States Capitol as it is today?
As it is today and has been when it happened, absolutely not. It would be disingenuous and dishonest if I said I felt safe. I had young staffers with me. I was barricaded in my office and escorted by security to get to the location that they took members. I can also tell you we are calling for action. As chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, we are partnershiping with the Action Network, with the Urban League, and this upcoming week, we are going to hold our own hearings. We have secured much of the information about the permits and how they were allowed to do that, because we have to have a different protocol. We are very nervous about the upcoming week. We are very nervous about the inauguration. We know this was because these terrorists did not get their way, and it was on the day that we were certifying the states for the election of President-elect Joe Biden. So we are very concerned, but we will not be silent. We are not going to just do nothing. We've already started the process from the Congressional Black Caucus. We've already started the process from the Congress. There will be change. Certainly, as you have witnessed, there have been security who have stepped down and or been terminated. This is something that we must change, and we must change it immediately. Your coverage of this is so on time, and I want to thank you for this.
Well, I want to thank you, Congresswoman Joyce Beatty, and I certainly want to have you back because you're the incoming chair of the Congressional Black Caucus, and given the disparities that we saw for all of America to witness, certainly a lot of these agenda items are going to fall at the foot of the Congressional Black Caucus, which has grown its membership with one of the most diverse Congresses in the 117th Congress as we kick off. So I thank you so much for taking the time. I'm happy to know you're safe. I'm happy to know your staff is safe, and we'll certainly share the screen a lot more this year. And thank you so much for taking the time for joining us this morning. I do want